gonna give it a minute, just a minuti, before we kick this off. It's been a while, y'all. It has straight up been a while. Straight up been a while. Things have been crazy. Like, summer was nuts because these children. I love my kids, but these children. Oh, they needed help. And I was the only one that was available to help them. So that's what we do, right? We gotta just help our kids. So it was a summer. Summer was crazy. Basically, only had time available to like do sessions. I really was not making any content. Pretty much completely fell off. And then school started, which was its own little fiasco of fun. Little fun fiasco. But we're here. We're now. It's happening. There's a ton more shit that's happening in my life that it's just not letting up. Literally, I was like, oh, great, we're finally starting school. Stop me if you've heard this one before. It's finally starting school. Oh, wait, this routine. Oh, wait, new transitions. Oh, wait, not everybody's into this. So, yeah. And there's way more stuff happening. And as soon as I thought that was settled, I can't announce it yet. And I can't announce it yet, but some very, very crazy things are happening. And it's a lot. It's a lot. So, so here I am because I'm like, you know what? Embrace the mess, as they say, and tolerate the process, bitches. So we're here. So I used to do this, what I'm doing now. I used to do this on my other channel, which was just puro astrology. Instead, we're going to be marrying the two because the reality is that there are dozens of us in the world that, you know, we are professional ass bitches trying to do our best here. We're all about the productive lifestyle, but we're also into the astrology. So we're marrying the two. So Mondays, I will be going live. I meant to go live an hour ago. You know, shit happens, but here we are. We're showing up. Tolerate the process. So, we're going to do this every Monday. Just break it down. What's going on? What's going on? It's like, is it Gatorade? What is it? We don't know. We'll figure it out together, okay? So that's one. And then on Wednesdays, I'll release Babosa, bitch. I'm here. It's happening. It's happening. This whole process, I'm telling you. So, Mondays we go live. We talk about astrología, okay? And then on Wednesdays, it's all about the productivity mindset. As I have balls in my hands, it's all about how do we just get into that mental space of we can do this, all right? So yeah, we're marrying it all. We're marrying it, okay? This is what we're doing. Today, so I love Virgo season, not because I like Virgo vibes, but I love Virgo season because it's Virgo just, I think, is one of the most misunderstood signs in the entire astrology chart. It really is. It really is. And anybody who I've ever met who has Virgo even in their top three, basically. So that would be sun, moon, rising. I'm always like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's like empathy triggered because, oh my God, Virgo is misunderstood. Virgo's just misunderstood. Virgo, you know, let's put it this way. Let's not put it this way. Let's just get into it. How about we do that? So, what do we think of a Virgo? We're halfway through the Virgo season right now, okay? That's something that y'all have to take into consideration. So it's, even if you're not yourself a Virgo or you don't have Virgo in your chart, that's not what this is. Virgo season is a vibe. It's a vibe. Every time we're in a season, it can have influence on you. Okay. There's like push pull. It's like going outside in the morning and it's really bright and you're like, oh shit. And you can either put on some sunglasses, try to ignore it, or you can just be like, damn, it's sunny out, right? It's going to influence you somehow. You're just going to see it, feel it. It's up to you how you want to respond to it. So Virgo, what is Virgo energy? Virgo is classically known as an uptight bitch, right? We all know that, Virgo. We're like, ugh, OCD, anal retentive, type A. Okay, so that's why they get a bad rap. That's the overarching, very skin deep, okay, philosophy on Virgo. What's actually going on? Virgo is an earth sign. Okay, so we love earth signs. We need them in our lives, right? Virgo is interesting because Virgo is very simple about what needs to be done and about the task at hand, and essentially just doing the status quo. But the status quo has this weight that takes on a personal effect. And I'm trying so hard not to use the words good, okay? But that's how Virgo operates, okay? Is this sense of what is good, okay? What is good, just do that. So even though sometimes Virgos can seem very cold, okay? Or there's this sense of just the task at hand. It's like, take Mother Teresa, all right? Mother Teresa. Oh, she was a bleeding heart for everybody. Do, service. A Virgo is do, service, but not with all the bleeding heart, okay? You just do what needs to be done. Just do it, Mother Teresa. Why all the bleeding heart? That's the Virgo mentality. Just do what needs to be done. Someone falls, pick them up. And not with all the thank yous and it's fine. What else was I going to do? I was going to pick you up, right? The biggest contention, though, with the Virgo vibe is when they don't feel, or when the energy itself does not feel like it's completing that sense of goodness. It's not reaching that status quo. And it's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle. Again, I don't like to use the word good, but that is the vibe and energy of Virgo. That's all they're trying to achieve, is just logical goodness, right? But what's the problem with using the word good is that there's also bad. And if something's not good, then it's bad. That's how we operate if we use that language. If you're not doing good, you're doing bad, right? Because what else are you going to be doing if you're not doing good? So this contention arises that if they are not at peace with themselves and simply showing up and that doing their best is enough, there's this constant feeling of not being good enough, okay? So that's why the shadow self comes in, the OCD, the anal retention, right? The coldness, that, because it's like, why? Oh, just do it right. Just do it the way it's supposed to be done. But does that ever fucking happen? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So the end goal for the Virgo energy, okay, the end goal for the Virgo energy is you're already perfect. Okay, that's the Virgo energy. But what do we got going on, right? We've got the vibes are not just in like the sun, they're going to be coming up in other planets as well. So that's why I wanted to talk about this, just for a little bit at least. Because the reality is that there may be a lot of tension in our lives right now that's telling us to be better. But if you're also at peace and you're working through it, you might also be coming to some really healing sense of, I'm doing my best, and my best is good. That is good. And I'm always doing my best. That's why Virgo energy is so, I feel like Virgo energy is one of the more difficult signs when it comes to that intrinsic battle that's going on within us, because it's the age-old question of goodness. How do we create a sense of goodness within ourselves? We have to accept ourselves, and that's already really hard. That's really difficult, right? So that's what we're up against. That's what we're up against with the Virgo energy. And if it's influencing you, right? If you're feeling this sense of, am I good enough? Can I be good enough? Will I ever achieve goodness? Will I ever be good? Right? And this isn't just about you intrinsically, is like, oh, do I feel good about myself? Right? No, it's like we also represent that in different ways in our life. With our relationship, are we a good partner? Are we a good worker? Are we a good provider? Are we good mothers, fathers? Are we good friends? Where is it that you have the most contention in your life around your sense of goodness? You're going to be challenged in those areas. You're going to be challenged in those areas. And you're going to have to perhaps ask yourself, are you willing to accept what it is that you can provide now? Because that's all this is a cycle of good days and bad days. So when you're in that moment of just feeling like this ain't it, right? Are you willing to give yourself grace? Are you willing to give yourself grace? Virgos have a tendency to be very graceful with others, but not with themselves. Okay? That's obviously, there's plenty of exceptions to that rule, I'm sure. But the energy wants to be of service, so it puts all of the pressure on oneself. And when we're here, when we're in the now, and we're looking around ourselves and we're going, I'm not satisfied with my performance in this, we have to essentially be prepared to show up for ourselves in that moment and advocate for ourselves to ourselves and say, this is my best right now, and that is okay. That's okay. Because one, you're allowed to have off days. And two, it will not last forever. It will not. Because that's what a cycle is. That's what it means to be a living, breathing creature, right? The planets go through their cycles. Nature goes through its cycles. Our bodies go through cycles. Everything goes through a cycle. Just by virtue of a timeline of time and events. There is a past, there's a now, there's a future, and it's going to start all over again. Beginning, middle, and end, right? So allowing yourself to be present for yourself when you get there. You might be there right now. You might have been there last week. You might be there in a week or two. But right now, I just want to give space to when you're feeling those times of, I'm not good enough, okay? Maybe you are a Virgo yourself. I'm not good enough. Guess what? You are. You are good enough because you're doing your best right now, right? Past doesn't exist. Future doesn't exist. Right now, you are doing your best, and that is enough. I'll give you a little example. So we're going through a lot of changes at the house. A lot of changes. And, when you're dealing with a home, the home has its own cycles as well, right? You have to eat, you have to take care of yourself. So what does that all entail? It means food, it means cooking food, it means washing dishes, It means washing yourself. It means washing clothes. It means all these things, right? Taking care of the house itself. There's a lot of things that have to be put on a cycle when you're adulting. So it's really easy for these things to just kind of implode, right? The laundry gets backed up. The floors are dirty. If you're going through seasonal changes, right? Maybe there's leaves coming out front, like dropping out front. Maybe you live in an area that eventually there's going to be snow. You're going to have to deal with that. But it's very easy for things to get piled up and backed up. And it sucks when it happens. And you feel, and if that overwhelms you, if that overstimulates you, like it does me, right? You can really internalize that process and say, wow, I suck. I suck. Because I can't bring myself to take care of this. And I have 3 other things that are going on right now. So I have to prioritize, and I can't prioritize the thing that I want to prioritize, which is clean or just get my life together. I can't do that. I have to wait. I have to prioritize these other things. So you immediately try to find where it is that you went wrong and what you did wrong. And I've had to, several times, had to just sit on the couch and be like, this is the first time I'm sitting down. And the house is still a mess. And now my kid's asking for milk. And that one is now making a fresh new mess on top of the mess already. And I just have to sit there and just be okay with it. There's a form of disassociation that happens with that. Okay? There's a form of disassociation. Because here's the reality. Okay? I'm not going to feel like this forever. There's going to be, at some point in the future, it'll get there. It happens a lot where I'm like, I don't feel like it now, but I know the spirit will compel me at some point, right? Because that's the best we can do. That's the best we can do. Whatever your coping mechanism is, understanding what that coping mechanism is, tapping into that. Is it talking to somebody? Is it talking to your partner? Is it talking to a friend? Is it catching up? Is it going for a walk when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling overstimulated? How is it that you cope in a positive way? In a positive way. And sometimes it's literally like just disassociating for a second to give yourself a break. I like to call them layers. Some people call them spoons, right? However it is that you essentially try to reset as much as you can or add some layers of protection. If you're sensory sensitive, like I am, right? I'll put in some earbuds or my headphones, noise canceling, and I'll listen to music. Listen to the same song that I've listened to for a while, put on a movie in the background, right? But I actually prioritize that instead of also feeling bad about the idea of like, what are you doing? What are you doing? This child shit. Like, you shouldn't be disassociating. No. Sometimes we need to. We need to disassociate so that we can get some layers to breathe and create some space for ourselves. All right? It's really important that we do that for ourselves and that we give ourselves permission, actually, to do that. When we don't give ourselves permission to cope, okay, to regulate, which is really what it is, when we withhold because we need to do better, because we need to be better, we need to be good. So we withhold from ourselves, you're immediately going to start contention within yourself. With that whole saying, like, listen to what it is that you need. Sometimes what you need is to scream into a pillow. Fucking do it. Maybe it's listening to the same song again that you've listened to 1,000 times. But changing the channel, either auditory, visual, physically. Allow yourself to do that. So also finding ways that work for you to regulate. Okay? because this is going to be a time and a season. I've been seeing it with a lot of people. It's creating a lot of stress for, I'm sure, numerous reasons. And maybe it's because we're in Virgo season, maybe it's not. Regardless, it's a good time to remind ourselves that everything moves in cycles. Everything moves in cycles. And using the lesson, the end goal that Virgo energy ultimately learns, which is that they're already perfect, and that journey of striving for perfection is really kind of in vain, okay? Because you're already perfect. Getting more familiar with that sensation of I'm already doing my best. And my best right now, what exists, I'm doing good, okay? And I will do better later if I want to. But right now, I'm doing my best. So getting more familiar with that sensation, giving yourself more opportunity to find ways to regulate, to cope in positive ways. Again, changing the channel, auditory, visual, physical, right? I'm a big fan of shaking it out. Again, watching videos in the background. It's why we have a tendency, I think, also as a generation to just doom scroll. It's because we're changing the channel visually and auditory. But the problem with that is social media is they're reaping all the rewards from that. So how do you control it? What is it that you like to listen to? And then control that. What is it that you like to watch? Control that. You're going to burn an hour doom scrolling? Might as well watch something that's going to make you laugh in the meantime, or something that's interesting, or something that takes your mind off whatever it is that's stressing you out, that's making you feel like you're not good enough. Okay? It may feel like you're escaping. You're not. You're not. You're wiping the channel clean. Think of it as like a pan, okay, that you already cooked lunch in or breakfast in. You're going to cook lunch, you're going to cook dinner. You have to clean that pan first before you can cook whatever it is that you're going to cook in it. Or else you're going to get the residue of the previous meal. Maybe you want to. That's cool. All right. But if you don't want to, right? If you don't want to, then you got to clean that pan. And to do that, you have to take time aside. So taking time aside, giving yourself a chance to reset. It might mean walking away. That's okay. Adulting doesn't always mean head on with all the pain and suffering and just get through it, right? So that you can feel more exhausted later. What do they say? I'll sleep when I'm dead. Right? No, that's dumb. Don't do that. Don't do that. Reset the stage. Don't just sit and wallow in that sense of not feeling good enough. Reset. All right, y'all. So that's what I got for you. Happy Virgo season, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.